Hello, this is Rob. I'm here in Kingwood, Texas on a beautiful February afternoon, and this video is part of our apartment gardening series. And for me, apartment gardening is kind of a challenge, sort of a science project, and today what I want to show you how I make compost here in the apartment. Now, first of all, let's cover the cost of this project. I went down and purchased one 5-gallon bucket cover. So we'll do cover, one of them, and it was $1.38 for that cover. Now I also picked up 2 buckets at $2.98 each. So the total for that was $5.96. So we'll just add that up. That goes there, that goes there. So it cost me $7.34 for my project. Now let's kind of look at a return on investment just to make sure this thing makes sense. Now, first of all, I went down and I've been using a compost that I purchased at a gardening store, and it's kind of expensive. It's a very high-end compost, but the compost that I make here in the apartment out of our food waste is very high-end as well. So it was $41 for this bag of compost, and it has 11.2 gallons in the bag, and I already did the math. That's $3.66 per gallon. Now, I've got a little bit of experience with this. I've been using this system for about a year, so I know it works. And when I start out with a 5-gallon bucket full of vegetables and food waste that we would have normally thrown away anyway, I end up with about 1 gallon of good quality compost from that 5 gallons. So, and it takes me about 2 to 3 months. So I'm going to just say 3 months to be conservative. So my first gallon, I have gotten a return on my investment of $3.66 because I haven't had to purchase any compost. Now, after the second 3 months have gone by, a total of 6, I get another gallon of compost, so another $3.66. So let's just add that up and see where we're at. So we got a 2, 3, and a 7. So after 6 months, I've eliminated the need to go out and purchase the expensive compost. We're $7.32, and it cost me $7.34 to build my composting system. So we're good. We're good after 6 months. Now, let's cover how to build it. Now, to make your composter, the only tool you need is a battery-powered drill, unless you want to be a little bit more precise, and then you might want to use a measuring tape and a marker, but that's not me, so I'm just going to drill away. Now, what I want to end up doing is drilling holes in the first bucket so that we get enough oxygen into the compost. Those microbes need as much oxygen as you can give them. So what I'm going to do is around the top of the bucket here, I'm going to drill my holes about 2 inches apart, and then down below this rim, and you'll see why later, I'm not going to drill quite as many holes. So let's get started. Very precise. Exactly 2 inches. Not really. To help with this, but she ended up on a sleepover with one of her friends, so I guess I'm on my own. She likes to use the drill. Not too bad, I'm almost all the way around. One more. Okay, so this is the area above here is going to get the most amount of oxygen. So I want to have the most amount of holes there. Now, let's go down the side. I do like to have these somewhat uniform, but I just don't need it to be exact. So I'm going to skip to about, maybe every 6 inches. And I'm putting these holes about 2 inches apart. Actually, I forgot one, because I want to put one right down near the bottom, because we want to have the liquids come out of this 5-gallon bucket. Let's see. Yeah, about here. Okay. About here, I think. A couple more videos on what materials to put into the bucket, how to some simple ways to agitate the mixture inside. Let's see, I think I need 2 more rows. One more set. Oop, that one wasn't 2 inches. Not good. Okay, now the last thing we do is put some holes in the bottom. This is not only for oxygen, but also for drainage. Because we end up with a byproduct of making this compost, and that's compost tea. And this system makes it very easy to harvest compost tea. Maybe one more circle of holes, just in case this thing is not quite even on the bottom. We'll be sure to drain the liquids, because you really don't want too much liquid in there either. Okay. Now, so we got our holes drilled. Now, one thing I don't like is the plastic in my compost. So I actually have another drill bit here that's a little bit bigger. It's about a 3/8, and I'm going to use that drill bit to make a little chamfer and get rid of some of these chunks of plastic that are in here that are left over after the drill goes through. There's not too many, but just use it like a little chamfering tool. That one caught. I almost went right through the bucket. Okay, ooh, there's a big one. Excellent. Okay, so we got rid of all of our little plastic yuckies after drilling. We're ready to put this composter together. So, this is the bottom bucket. It doesn't have any holes in it. That's going to contain the liquids that drain out of the composting bucket. And the other thing I like to do is find something that's about 3/8 of an inch to a 1/2 inch in diameter. And this was an old toy that I cut up, and it just fits perfect in here. Put one in on each side. That way, when you put the inner bucket in, you end up with a little bit of air gap here, that gets more oxygen in there, but also it keeps this inner bucket off of the bottom, because remember, your liquids are going to be draining out. You're going to be building some compost tea at the bottom, and you really don't want your compost right down into those liquids. So we put the cover on, and we're pretty much ready to go. Now, I was really looking for a black bucket. They're hard to find. This one's darker than, you know, the other guys, the orange ones. So I went with the blue ones because it's a little bit darker, and that way when I can take these buckets out and put them out in the sun during the day and get them nice and warm and accelerate that composting. So, hope you found that video useful, and we'll catch you later. Have a great day.